Let me say it bluntly, copying the same TikTok strategy across every Web3 brand is why your project is destined to fail. Different product has different incentive and has different audience. A PFP NFT project cannot win with the same content playbook as a DeFi protocol, and pretending that they can is just wasting time, money, and your audience's patience. So today I'll be breaking down the exact content playbook that works for DeFi, NFTs, gaming, DAOs, infrastructure, and many more. And if we haven't met yet, I'm Excalibur from Framint, helping Web3 brands and founders escape the CT ego chamber. And if you are watching this thinking, I need a custom strategy built for my project, I have left down a link exactly to do that. Now, let's jump straight to the video.
First is the playbook overview, then we will dive into each brand type. As I have already said it, that not all Web3 brands are the same. And one of the biggest problems that I see in the founders or the brands that they think that all brands in the Web3 category same, but it is completely different. Like a Web3 gaming project, can never relate DeFi project, right? So this is one of the biggest mistakes that founders will not commit and should learn and make sure that they don't copy. I will walk you through 8 common Web3 brand types in this video and the exact content format that you can actually use so that you can grow in the Web3 platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and even YouTube. I'll also show the one question to ask before posting anything. Like whenever you're trying to post any video on those platforms, what's the one basic question that you need to ask before posting that video? The question can be like, who I'm trying to move and what does that person already love on Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube? And then we'll finish with how to pick your entry point and how we, Framint, can help scale this without wasting much of the budget. First up, the categories that is easiest to explain NFT brand. Remember, PFPs succeed on emotion. So in this section, you need to show your mascot, like mascots waking up, sipping coffee, like make it human, that is soft, shareable, meme-driven, and meme-driven content are the content that builds fandom. For example, if you watched Pudgy Penguins on Instagram or TikTok, like for example, Pudgy Penguins on Instagram, if you go to their page, like currently their floor price is around $50,000 to $40,000, but they haven't written anything related to NFTs, crypto, Web3, because that is not how you enter into those space. You can see that these videos that they have, when your offer is finally considered, these are very cute, videos which are very relatable. You can see that a lot of people sharing these videos and talking about this. In this video that you saw, that these are couple related videos, and these are videos that people can literally relate. They're having millions of views. Like 97, 57, 44, like these are the fin videos, so obviously they will but you can see 1.7, 6, 1.9. So it is very common for them, and they have hardly written anything related to Web3, crypto, DeFi, NFT, or anything. Because if you do it that way, you will never be able to grow in the Web2 space, right? So NFT PFPs when they feel like characters you can bring into your phone, like thought sketches, mascot content, day in the life shot, and like main remixes. That's the type of content that PFP NFTs to basically make. Few of the examples are like Pudgy Penguins that you already saw, Himpus who recently crossed 1 million followers on TikTok and even on Instagram, and it became the first Web3 brand to cross 1 million followers on both social media. So they're doing there too. The big question is why it works. It works because Web2 users call for emotional quick hits. Cute or quirky characters that lowers the friction and extreme rice sharing. If I relate with any of the videos on Instagram, I instantly send it to my loved ones, whether it is a friend, family, or relative. This is one of the big reasons. Quick examples that you can follow up like is meet your mascot on Monday, like meet your penguins on Monday, kind of those. And if you could have seen that in the Pudgy Penguins Instagrams, they have their merchandise You never. Okay, so currently they are doing the Pudgy Party, which is a kind of name. So they're promoting them. But you can also have your merchandise, Impulse, Instagram. Everyone's seen this there. Page. Okay, so they're not promoting their. These are also free and they're promoting their wallpapers, which is just quite good. So here, you got it, right? You don't need to promote your NFTs and crypto stuff here. You need to make sure that people need to understand and and the characters should be cute and relatable. One of the examples that I can show you is this is a content creator, Simon, that you go to the latest port here, media, Harold Leong, in second hasn't posted recently. So it's, as you can see that Pudgy Penguins, which is at the top, their Instagram followers up close to 2 million. That's amazing. TikTok, they're doing great. GP, 57 billion views, man. That's huge, man. Thing with Simple, 1 million on both Instagram and TikTok. Tapicines, Beans, Google's, Planosaurus, Azuki, lot of this. And all of them are active on Web2 sources, and they're doing quite well there. Remember, your NFT is a character, not an asset. Because that's how Web2 works. It's not Web3. And if you want to go to Web2 socials, you need to follow what works there. You don't need to do what works in a Web3, right? The goal isn't to explain the blockchain charm. It's to make people fall in love with the personality of their characters. The question you answered is, why is this character cool, funny, or repetitive? But what if your project isn't about cuteness? It's about money. Then is the next problem. DeFi protocol. For DeFi, tap into personal finance and how to turn $100 into $120 in 40 hours. That is 20% raise, right? That's the huge step. Or 5 steps to stake your token safely. Like start number to go use that's ranked really high on YouTube Shorts and TikTok. DeFi content live and dies by clarity and perceived value. People come in DeFi for money, right? They want to make money. So think how to over what is, right? You don't need to define things. You need to make them understand how to earn X, Y, or Z, right? So give actionable and repeatable stuff. And formats that work for DeFi projects, 5-step yield strategy. Before or after wallet is free off. Like on 20th of September, it was $100, but on 25th, it became $130. So this is before and after sprinter. Quick calculators like if you invest X crypto for Y base, this is how much you will earn. But myth busting sorts means you need to be very practical with the numbers. You can't just say that you can make 100% APR or APR or something like that, because that would be misleading, right? And in this, your tone should be credible, simple, and conservative. Don't promise names, like show mechanisms and risk controls too. So what is actually going behind the scenes so that people can understand and trust, because people will not trust because it's about the money, right? So you need to show the mechanism and also the risk controls that they are doing today, right? And you can make tactical, like for the first 3 seconds, state that dollar problem. And then the last line, you can say that how to learn more, save link in bio, and then you can move your audience from Instagram, TikTok to your page, your blog, like that. So DeFi is about empowerment. You're not selling decentralization, okay? You're selling a smarter way to earn. Your content must be practical and result oriented. The question you answer here is, how will this help me, that is the users, make or save money? Now let's talk about the vertical that combines both fun, cuteness with finance. That is gamified project. I personally love gamified projects because it combines the thrill with an opportunity of making money, right? So you need to understand that gamers who are very passionate about gaming, it would be great that if they can earn money while playing games, but the basic fundamental thing that gamers have and why they play games is because they need thrill, right? So for that, we need to post 15 to 30 seconds of clips of epic fights, and then overlay, in writing the captions that I just earned 5 tokens worth $20 and $10. And here's how you can do that, and click to watch on the full video, right? And you can use hotkeys. They like set this if you want to win that flow. This is kind of social task in which if people will do some social rights, like comment, retweet. That is very common in Web3, right? So you can do that social task in that, and then mix gameplay tips with real world rewards, because game finance is game plus finance. So people are playing so that they can earn money. Maybe that's not too much, but make sure to merge it in a better way. Now, so the action first, then over the reward. Like, for example, watch me beat my boss, and earn $50. So this is pure performance marketing, because in this content, you can see that audience are expecting that if they win in this game, they will win $50, right? So format can be like 15-second highlightings, montage of lucky drops, clips with text, and gameplay tutorials that end with how to cash out. And because that is also important. You need to aware your audience how to cash out, right? The tone should be visual, quick edits, sound effects, and you can distribute it on TikTok plus UK shorts for each, and then long form tutorials on YouTube for retention. And you can always be tactical in this, right? Also, the conversion part of the is like how can you get it to wallet, then pay in, and then cash out, right? Make it believable. Yeah. You can have two here. And this is one of the unique part of Web3 gaming, is that you can have two holes. First, the fun of the game that you can set, and then second, the thrill of learning. So your content must showcase both. 15-second boss fights, look what I just unlocked, halls, and tutorials on converting in-game tokens to real money, right? So the question that the answer is, does this look fun, and can I really get paid for it? But Web3 isn't about playing alone, right? It's about building together. That's where the next type song, DAOs and communities. So in the last 10 to 15 years, what we have seen YouTube and TikTok is that people love behind the scene. They love to see blogs. They love to see what is happening behind a big movie, big event, So what we can do is, in the DAOs community section, is that we can film quick videos like how we vote on grants, kind of animation. We can spotlight members. Like, for example, I proposed this idea, and here's the result. So as we know that Web2 audience love backstage passes, so we can show governance and action, voting wins, IL meetups, big DAOs create frequent meetups, they can make videos from there and also create member stories. So the format can be mini stories, mini documentaries on this thing, which is they can explain it on what involved did or why they are proposing a new proposal. For example, you can also create testimonials or why I joined this DAO. What were the reasons behind that? So in this, the tone will be human and sincere. You need to show the impact that is being done using a DAO or any of the decision that they make. Like money donated, projects funded, events that happened. The package that you can use is captions like, we voted to fund X, and here's what happened, right? And it's for this single genius of the outcome. That's all you can do, right? Remember, a DAO's stem is in its community and transparency. The content is the backstage pass. So how decisions are made. I like that those pattern members and break down who's in simple terms. The question you need to answer here is, what's it like to be in the inside, and do I want to be part of that? Now, let's teleport into the next content type, Metaverse. I know this isn't in the news recently, last 2 to 3 years, but 2021 and 2022 was a big years for Metaverse. Even insane Metaverse hype. Facebook rebranded to Meta, which is a huge theme back then, and a lot of companies were interested to buy virtual lands. So Metaverse was a big thing. And I know this isn't the topic that is trending, but still I thought that maybe it should be good for me to create videos. So for Metaverse, what you can do? You can show off like first-person tools, and that's if you're building a space. Avatar spotlights, that's quite fascinating. Like meet Luna, the crypto bar DJ, something like that. Show them the experience and then add a how to join the sticky, because Metaverse content is an experiences, so you can do POV tours, time lapse builds, avatar fashion shows that used to happen a lot back in the day in 2021 and 22, and even recap. Make the viewers feel like they were in the front row. The format can be AR teasers for Instagram, 30 to 60 seconds YouTube walkthrough, it's got POVs of virtual encounters. I said the tone should be in such a way that people feel FOMO. They should be excited to join your metaverse. That's what should be the aim. And so simple it is. Like join the gallery this weekend or claim this out this is free avatar for this limited seats and limited timing or something like that. And always include a tiny how to overlay or how to join in 3 tasks, because that's how you onboard people in your meta. Okay, now the hard one. Infrastructure product. How do you make routing or ZK rollups interest? Because if you even search ZK rollups, it's quite hard to understand. Even the first link is the destination, because it's not easy for normal people to understand. This is also informational based content. This is also theme. You can see that all of them are to define what is the Web3 role. So remember that infrastructure that is in the Web3 is quite hard to explain. And right now Web3 is not that much mature. That's why we are facing a lot of problems. The UI and UX issues is also there for normal users, but we need to go through that, right? So oracles, rollups, these are very dry unless you humanize them. You can't make them understand. Okay. So use cartoon analysis. Like think of an oracle as a postman delivering off-chain data. Keep it in under 30 seconds for maximum scalability. That will help. One of the big projects that I see, one of the very good examples, Whiteboard Crypto. This channel is doing awesome. They have 1 million followers, and if you just click on, I don't know, like they have really very good kind of animations. Like for example, this.
Do you want to make money with cryptocurrency? You've probably heard the stories of what would have happened if you had just bought $10 worth of it and held it until today.
This is what I was trying to explain. You can leverage animations and AI in current times to explain the technicalities. And if you're building code tech, you must humanize it. Because if you don't, you won't be able to make normal people understand. You can use cartoon analogy, which think of an oracle as a postman delivering off-chain data for smart contracts. Now, like think of roll-ups, like they're like a bus carrying 100% instead of one car. This can be great explanation, and combining with this animation, it will work. Say the formats that you can have is 30-second animated analogies, visual demos, user-centric explaining, like how to keep your wallet safe. Right, tone that you can have in this is calm, clear, and often narrative. The goal is an moment, not deep technical detail. You need to be tactical, and you can use recurring visual metaphors across clips so that people can begin to measure brand language. Your job is to make the invisible feasible. And never, I repeat, never ever use jargon. Instead, use powerful analogies. Think of us as landmine, like a trustless escrow service. This story is a higher tech wanted hat. Question your answer here is, what does this action know, and why do I feel safer because of this? Now, what about creative tokens and social economics? Right. So people love personal development, right? We all have seen these videos on Instagram, on TikTok, where people like day one of the X, day one of making my first $100,000, or day one of losing 5 kgs of weight, right? So people love it. That's what you can show here. So counter POV, like when I launched my token, I went from $0 to $100 in 3 days. That's kind of the counter POVs, how we treat our creators, short case of studies of members or talking to each other. Like one of the big brands that right now is Kaiko. They have distributed more than $100 million to the creators. And in just 6 months, like from January to June or July, they've distributed more than 100 million. And they can easily make content on this stuff. But I don't know why they are not making. They're still struggling. But this is what they can do. And the formats can be 30 to 60 seconds when you break down. Like, for example, if a project that is, for example, if there is a project which is doing PG and they distributed the money So they can make a video on that, 30 to 60 seconds, even breakdown, UGC recap of communities, wins. That is something feasible. And the tone is intimate, narrative led. Make the viewers imagine themselves as part of this. And end with as simple as join our newsletter or Discord or maybe even a website platform to get the behind the scenes right now. Finally, marketplaces and launchpads. Remember, exclusivity says, and that's what we do in the launchpads and marketplace section. These upcoming draft in 10-second clips interview artists on why I created this, big artist, and build hype with countdown plays. Use dynamic visuals in this and behind the scenes of studio footage. For example, if you go to Magic Region, you can always see that, okay, so go to Launchpad. Okay, so it is public and we can So we can ease with the video in these kind of posts. So this will basically help a lot in gaining traction for the project and for your websites too. So you can create videos of 10-second sneak peeks, down regions like that. The goal to be exclusive and celebrate. ETS can be reminder, mint opens in 24 hours and early access time. And you can do tacticals with countdown stickers, link in bio, and make the artist a star, not the product. That's it. That are the aids, content, books. Pick the one that fits your brand. And now the important question is, how do you find content playbook for your brand? And how we Framint put our offer in such a way that we can help you in the best possible. So in this case, we need to define your entry point, and then we need to find the audience, what they want, and then the reward, and then platform. So first of all, we need to ask 3 basics. What do you sell? Whether you have an asset like NFTs, gated access to a community, or utility or tech. And after that, what do your user want? For example, if you buy Pudgy Penguin, you get a status, like you have to look at Pudgy Penguin from a profit perspective, because it's very hard that your NFT will give you 5 to 10x seconds, especially talking about Pudgy Penguin. So you need to define what the user want, whether it is status, profit, fun, belonging, or safety. Right? And the next question is, what content bridges the case? So you can watch the video and you see that what exact content bridge the gap be like. Remember, it's not a guesswork. It's a simple diagnosis. And to start with the core product, and then the human desire that fulfills. The content strategy will automatically flow from it. And what we do at Framint is we start by diagnosing a vertical new audience and unique value proposition. Then we build a content pattern specifically for you, and finally we execute it across the right stuff. And you don't need to try to win everywhere first. Just one format for 30 days, and that's the exact process we done in our 30, 60, or 90-day audit. We map the audience, prototype 4 videos or a few, and then escalate. Remember, you can get quick wins in just 15 to 30 days. It takes time, right? Even Simpers, who is spent at 1 million pounds, they have been creating videos for more than 3 years right now. So you need to be patient and see what works in the market. Alright, it's that. Thanks for watching. We'll create something your Web2 audience actually cares about.
Remember, don't force a cuteness strategy on a DeFi protocol or a tutorial style on a PFP project. Pick the right playbook that matches your brand and then make it your own. And if you're unsure, that's completely normal. Most projects start in the wrong place. But the good news is, now you have a framework to choose with your intention, not with guesswork. And if you want help mapping the right playbook for your exact Web2 brand, then here we are. The first link in the description is to book a free vertical specific audit with my team at Framint. We will diagnose your category and give you a clear plan to move forward. And if you want to see the absolute masterclass in any one of these verticals, go watch my next video on how Simpers became the first Web2 brand to hit 1 million on TikTok and Instagram right here. It's the perfect case study of the cuteness and relatability engine that we talked about. Thanks for watching till end.